Hi, friends. Figured we'd do a little chit chat today. My name is Shivani. I made this channel just because I feel like I have a unique perspective. I'm a fourth year medical student and I just applied to psychiatry. I'm also a Reiki Master Level Practitioner. Those are my cute little certifications, and I have my um, little altar set up over here. But I'm very into um, consciousness, energy healing, energy work, psychology, trauma healing, um, spirituality, astrology, all of the things. But I think I also have an interesting take because I'm in medicine. And I think that we're in a time in this world where it's very crucial that we find balance between a lot of the different polarities that we're experiencing. I think we're going through a really turbulent time when it comes to polarities and the integration of those things. And I think medicine is going to be a really powerful place where that shift starts to happen because a lot of people, a lot of patients are already waking up and realizing that the healthcare system is trash. I think most of us know that. Um, but even a lot of people inside of medicine, I've met so many other people who are interested in these conversations and, you know, very pro integrative medicine and things. But I don't know, just a random little channel I'm starting. I don't even know who will watch this. I think it's really more just for myself. And like having a place to speak because I feel like I get so many downloads and insights and I just like don't know what to do with them. Um, but what I was thinking a lot about today was desire and how we live in this world that has really, really, really desire is one of the foundational experiences of the human like lifespan, but also just like the human psyche. Like everything that we do really stems from our desires, and our desires stem from our own memories, experiences, traumas, and physical needs as well. But I think that, not I think, but we live in a capitalistic society that has really um, caused chaos in the relationship that a lot of us have with desire itself. And I was just thinking about that, so I was like, why not talk about it? Um, but we live in a capitalistic society, and in a capitalistic world, we're conditioned to think like straight out the womb. We're conditioned to think like, if I want something, I must seek it outside of myself, right? Like you go to Target and you're like, wow, I actually really want like, I don't know, I really want this new kitchen contraption. And you look through all the aisles and there's like hundreds and hundreds of kitchen contraptions. And you're looking through all of them, you finally pick one and you feel satisfied, and then you're happy, and then a few hours later the next thing comes up. You're like, actually, I want this now I want a piece of chocolate, now I want this, now I want that. And I think because we live in a world that's so capitalistic and it's so based on this concept of like, if you are desiring something and you want something inside of yourself, find it outside of yourself, and that is how you're going to soothe the desire. And we have normalize that so much to the point that we've disempowered ourselves because we think that our needs are fulfilled from outside of us. There is some truth to that, obviously, like food, water, things like that, right? But I think when it comes to higher levels of existence, and questions of like purpose and meaning and joy, um, we're not really talking about that kind of a thing, right? Like when it comes to real desire, I really see desire as a portal to higher consciousness. And this is where I feel like I really align with Tantra, which is, I believe it's like a branch of Hinduism. There's like some drama with the history of Tantra because it was also kind of like rejected by a lot of people within Hinduism. So I believe it is still considered like a branch of Hinduism. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but I really like the philosophy of Tantra, which is that every desire and every experience and emotion that you have inside of yourself, you are to go into that fully, and as detached as possible, but like surrender yourself and give yourself to that experience and allow the experience to teach you. And that's what I really think that desire is. Like, I truly see desire, I see all emotions, but I think a lot of times we don't see desire as emotion. We see desire as like something that we have to get rid of. Um, but I really see desire as a portal to higher consciousness. And so, for example, like let's say that you feel this desire that, I want to make more money, I want more money in my life, right? The way that I think about it is that that experience of desire is really just a portal, an opportunity for you to allow the consciousness of abundance to be birthed through your physical vessel. So the desire itself is the beginning of the birthing process of abundance entering your life. But we don't realize that because that's not what we're taught, and that's not how society is structured. Society is structured as I want something, I go and find it, and I, soothe and mitigate that desire and it goes away. But what I'm proposing, which isn't really this crazy, it's not a crazy concept, I just think it's like fascinating, is that when you experience desire, like that is the invitation for you to level up in your human consciousness. If I am feeling that I want to make money, that desire in and of itself is my body and my mind calling me back to myself and tapping into a deeper level and a deeper layer within myself that I can then feel and embody and like really channel in the energy of abundance. And then when you allow yourself to do that, because I promise you, if you allow yourself to go into your desire and you take away all of those conceived notions about what desire is and what money is and all of that kind of bullshit scarcity mindset, like allow yourself to go into deeper layers of the experience of that desire. And somewhere in the core, in the center of that desire, you will experience a feeling of abundance. And that is exactly the birthing process that is trying to wake up inside of you. And if you try to act out of fear and scarcity of your own desire, you're just going to disrupt that process of manifestation or consciousness transformation or alchemy. You're going to disrupt that, right? Because the change is happening inside of you, and then the acquisition of the money is just the physical manifestation of the process that's happening inside of you. And so if you're not allowing the process inside of you to blossom, it's going to be harder for you to go out there and make that money. And that's why so many people stay stuck in that cycle for years and decades, if not their whole life, wanting to make more money, wanting to create abundance in their life, but then never being able to actually succeed in doing that. And it's because like we're not allowing our desires to be portals, right? And that's like really the key point that I was thinking about, is that desire really is not this like negative thing that we have to think about, that like desire is like the sin of being a human being. Like it is the portal through which we can allow ourselves to expand if we actually approach the desire from a space of detachment, in a state of like a meditative practice versus seeing it as just like this, like a dog that you have to feed. Um, but yeah, I was really thinking about that a lot today. And I was thinking about how, because we also live in a fast-paced world, it doesn't really let us take the time to sit with our desires and feelings and to really go into them. But I think that if we want to create change in this world, like I think that this revolution, this consciousness revolution, the foundation is really like allowing yourself to feel and trusting what you feel. Like break that disconnection once and for all between ourselves and our bodies, because our bodies are the things, like the body is the vessel through which the spiritual consciousness revolution is happening. It's the vessel through which everything is happening. But the body is the tool that you need in order to level up. And if you keep seeing your body as something that needs to be controlled or constantly soothed, or, almost in this like childish mindset, you're going to constantly be stuck in this like caretaker role where you feel like you're constantly just being controlled by your body. And when I say body, that's like equal to emotions, because your emotions come through your body, right? But yeah, I think that if we really want to like move this train forward, because let's be honest, I feel like in 2025, pushing 2026, like we shouldn't be as far behind as we are. That's a whole other conversation. I think that things look like they're getting worse just because a lot of like our awareness is expanding at such a rapid pace. So we're starting to see things that we didn't really fully have the capacity to see or understand before. And it's causing a lot of identity shifts and, you know, ego instability. And so you see that in the physical world. Um, Stopped recording for a second. But yeah, I think that this revolution really begins on each and every single person reclaiming their connection to their body and to their emotions and to their desires. Stop separating yourself from what you're feeling. Stop separating yourself from your desires. Stop separating yourself from your body. All of that is part of the divine feminine rising, and it's all part of really like unleashing the soul and the spirit that we've all been collectively keeping trapped in our psyches. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Um, Hopefully, I feel like we can open up more of these conversations and really take this further. I would love to see love. I would die to see other people in medicine with similar perspectives, thinking outside of the box, choosing to dare to do the thing that's like not really expected of us, or that we're not taught to do because we're not really taught to think in this way. We're kind of taught to think in really algorithmic ways, which is helpful. It is very helpful to have structure and, you know, the ability to analyze and categorize. But when you're doing that with no, you know, with no intention or no a lack of discipline, then of course you're going to strip people of their humanity. So I think it's time that we bring back the humanity into things. I think it's time that we, you know, reclaim ourselves. But yeah, I hope everyone has a beautiful day. If you want to add to the discussion, leave a comment. I would love to connect with, you know, like-minded people during this very crazy time. But yeah, happy Saturday. Happy almost full moon in 2 days. And yeah, that's it. Peace out.